and this is oncoming, there are people in the United States who in a proper way will join to act to eliminate this problem. And my function is, and I've been in this thing for a long time, on the SDI, for example, which is one of our efforts in that direction. We're going to have to mobilize, not just to fight, we're going to have to mobilize in a way which understands our system of government and how to use it without violating it.
Okay, let's quantify that specifically from the research, and clearly the Earth's going into a more tectonic, active period. We know there's cycles. We know there was a big earthquake in Mexico today, and other earthquakes, another one off Japan. Specifically, what are you predicting is going to happen?
We're going to have right now an increase during the coming 2 years of an increase. Now, we're operating on the basis of up to a 9 level. I'm afraid we're headed toward a 12. I can't guarantee it. I can't assure it. But we also, remember, this president is shutting down all the detectors we have which enable us to forecast. The president says we cannot forecast. The president is a liar. The people who are backing the president, including Al Gore, is a liar on this question. We've got to get those liars out of office. Because if we do that, see, what we're faced with practically. Now, we're looking at the San Francisco area. We're looking at the state of Washington. We're looking at some other points in the United States, which are ripe to go with up to a level 9 earthquake. We are much inferior in our ability to defend against that level of earthquake than Japan was. Japan was well organized to defend itself. We are not. And because of the recent presidencies, we are not. Therefore, we've got to get this guy out of there, because as long as he remains in there, you will not be able to solve any of these problems. And so, therefore, we have to get him out. And if we don't get him out, I don't know who's going to save the planet, because this thing is now hitting in the Southeast Asia, the entire world area, what we call the rim of fire, in the middles of the oceans, on the coast of continents. You have a rim of fire that when one of these things, like a solar movement of this type, with a galactic factor in it, comes into play, you have an essentially uncontrollable expansion of earthquakes beyond anyone's belief today.
Well, more and more scientists, they thought we only got hit by big asteroids every million years. Now they admit it's probably every 100,000. We look at ancient civilizations destroyed by this stuff. Meanwhile, the federal government's turning off the radiation detectors and raising the level that they say is safe. So that shows there's this policy of just telling us to muddle through it. 2 more segments with Lyndon LaRouche straight ahead. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Dr. David Berry has provided excellent advice for all those interested in practical economics and sound money. It's certainly worth reading.
That's what Congressman Ron Paul said about Cha-Ching Wisdom, 123 Practical Universal Truths About Money, the new book by Dr. David Berry.
The cool part of this book, certainly it'll speak to you personally, your life, your lifestyle, your money, your investments, but it also can be generalized into the nation, what's going on as a nation. We do these same things personally that we do as a nation.
Dr. Berry's book, Cha-Ching Wisdom, Wisdom presents many facets of your relationship with the once almighty dollar and how current national and international politics affect your daily life.
Some of the other things are about that. They're not just economic, they're philosophical. There's psychology involved in this book. There's philosophy involved in this book.
Read Cha-Ching Wisdom by Dr. David Barry, only $9.95, available at chachingwisdom.com. That's CHACHING Wisdom.com. chachingwisdom.com.
Freedom, the blistering anti-globalist anthem from the rock band Ravelin.
Back in Rome's have their tools. Flexibility with the rules.
Just one of 11 great songs from the album Under the Sun. Available on iTunes and at Ravelin.com. RAVELYN. Ravelin.com.
Spring and a new growing season are here. Plan a healthy garden easy and fast with Organicaseed.com. Easy because Organicaseed.com offers one of the largest online selections of organic, heirloom, non-hybrid, and untreated seeds, as well as tobacco and cotton seeds at low prices. Go to Organicaseed.com, spelled ORGANICA, seed.com. Organicaseed.com. Remember, Organica Seed is healthy seed.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man.
We've only got this 5-minute segment, then a 1-minute break, then 5 more minutes with Lyndon LaRouche. I look forward to having him back up in the future. We appreciate him joining us. LaRouchePack.com. I agree with their historical breakdown. It's very accurate from my research separately and looking at their research. I don't 100% agree with some of the political ideas and outcomes. We'll have Mr. LaRouche back in the near future if he'll do it to get more into that debate and discussion. But I see Bloomberg admitting $376 billion in Wachovia, and Wells Fargo have laundered drug money running the drug aircraft Wachovia. I see AP and others reporting that all the veterans, a secret deal was signed 11 years ago after Glass-Steagall to steal all their death benefits that they pay into out of their paychecks. The way they commit these crimes out in the open, it's as if they don't think there'll be a civilization here, or as if they are going to release some type of humanized mouse pox to wipe us all out. You know, they talk about this. These people, it's just unlimited what they could do. But Mr. LaRouche, in the few minutes we've got left here, specifically getting into their end game again, what they're trying to do to the dollar, how George Soros plays in with the Rothschild, Queen of England, Rockefeller constellation, this move towards Bretton Woods II, this attack on the dollar. Can you tell us what they're trying to do and what the time frame is right now? And as this collapse accelerates, they're telling us the economy's great. Everybody more and more knows they're being lied to.
Well, there are two things to this. First of all, what they're doing is obvious to me. It's no mystery. But the one thing is, don't overestimate their competence. That's where the weakness lies. They are not competent because their program depends upon denying fundamental principles of nature and the human being both. And their system does not work. And when they are trying to crash the system for their chosen ends, they're meddling with something way beyond their command. So we should not exaggerate their power. We should rather understand our own weakness and correct our own weaknesses, because they are not intelligent people. This president is not an intelligent person. The Queen of England, I don't think, is a particularly intelligent person. So these people are not all-knowing. They have schemes, and we're discussing the kind of schemes they have. But they're not that smart. They are also stupid. And one of the dangers they represent is they're so stupid, they don't understand what they're going to do to themselves in what they're trying to do to others and us.
Well, I tend to agree with you. I mean, they're intelligent and cunning like a fox or a snake, like a rattlesnake, and they've got the will, and they're bold, and they are dominating, but they're not in full control. They're able to wreak havoc and consolidate it. They're able to destroy, but not to build. And as Ron Paul has said, the key now is to expose them as the authors of of the pain and destruction we're seeing so that we can then, as humanity, have a debate about what to replace it with. But where do you see George Soros in this group?
George Soros was, as a young man, as an adolescent, was working for the Nazis. He was a Jew working for the Nazis in Hungary. He became an agent in giving people their tickets to Auschwitz when the tickets were assigned. He then went on to, he's always admitted that. He's never denied it. But he said it was one of the best experiences of his life. It made him. He then went on, and the British intelligence services picked him up. He's a British agent, and he was a key part of the financing which brought the current president, Barack Obama, into the presidency. He is now running an operation based on the same program and the same intention. He's now trying to find a bunch of susceptible idiots who would believe that he really intends to do some good for somebody.
Stay there. Absolutely. That's his cover. He's this humanitarian philanthropist who said, if I didn't help round up Jews, somebody else would have, so it was okay. That's a quote from 60 Minutes.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, he's agreed to come back in the next month or so. 1 hour is not enough at Lyndon LaRouche, LaRouchePack.com. They have a lot of books and materials and things that are available there. Their executive intelligence review, a lot of key information. Check it out at LaRouchePack.com. I'm Alex Jones at Infowars.com. But getting into George Soros, he's definitely a frontline general for the Anglo-American Dutch New World Order system. Should I be concerned that memos were leaked 2 weeks ago to Politico that he's coming after not just Fox News and Glenn Beck with some infighting there, but myself included? They're attacking me almost on a daily basis through his house organs, like Media Matters, and they've sworn in the internal memos to destroy and sabotage any media that opposes this death of the dollar. And they've had their reporters writing hit pieces in major publications. Why do you think they're coming after InfoWars, Mr. LaRouche?
This is simply a cover operation. That's all it is. The point is, the thing on George Soros is the people are afraid to attack him for what he is. This guy is a guy who knowingly assisted in the execution of Jews, particularly Jews from Hungary, who were being shipped to the camps. Now, his role was a minor one, but he was working under incognito. I don't blame him for that. But he said he liked that there was the most heroic period of his life. And a man of this character being promoted by British intelligence on us, the problem is people are not attacking him publicly enough for what he really is.
Well, who are these, quote, liberal mercenaries that in throngs worship him and decry anyone who doesn't fall down and worship him as Nazis?
The British protect him. The British use him. The British own him. is a British agent.
Why do you think they're so scared of alternative media?
They are because they know that they are vulnerable. They're afraid that we get smart. And that we not only oppose them, but that we develop the effective means for destroying them.
Well, it is us or them. I mean, they're coming down with a neo-feudalistic Malthusian system. And you said something in closing at the last segment about how they're delusional. And I remember Karl Rove to the New York Times saying, you guys can be reality-based. We are in control, so we're going to make up whatever reality we want. And they're trying to sell us on their own delusion. But if we don't